Hey, welcome to Elite Outcome Academy. I am the founder and creator of Elite Outcome Academy, your host, Eric Thomas. And today, I'm going to talk about why you suck, how you can overcome it, why it's your fault, and what you can do about it. So, what do I mean by that? Well, you suck at many things, and you have to come to terms with that. I've had to come to terms with that so many different times for so many different reasons in so many different categories as the first student of this program and as attempting to rid myself of hypocrisy by creating this. I needed the confidence to know that I wasn't hypocritical towards the things or opinions or processes that I'm giving in Elite Outcome Academy, in all of the different things in the Successfully Destructive book and program, in the Tools to Recovery and Tools to Trauma programs, in the Self-Esteem and Self-Confidence programs, and so forth, even in these rant videos like this that I'm doing. So, I had to come to terms with the fact that I sucked. Well, that was fine. Of course, it's easy to understand that you're not very good at something. It was harder to come to terms with the fact that it was my fault. That the very things in my life that I had at every single moment, even today, are my fault. Now, let's talk about what that means. Let's look at the word consequence. We often look at the word consequence as having a negative connotation. Well, the truth is, every action has a consequence, whether negative or positive. And as you watch more of these videos, you'll come to understand that my philosophy is that everything, whether negative or positive, can be turned and reutilized into the betterment, into becoming the 2.0 version of yourself. So that part aside, everything has a consequence. If you work out, the consequence is having stronger muscles, having better physique, having better health. By exercising and eating correctly, the positive consequence of that is the overall ability to move better, to feel better, and to live better. By sucking at not exercising, because either one, you're not doing it or you're not doing it correctly, has a negative consequence. You are out of shape, your health is in a worse position. The consequence of not doing it correctly, because you're just going after it and not really building yourself up in a correct manner, can result in injury and so forth. So, understanding that you're not good at something, all that means, or that you suck at something, all that means is you need to go out and find the right information and to take the right action in order to have the ability to not suck at it. If you want to be a good singer, you have to practice singing. Probably take lessons and learn how to become a better singer. If you want to have a better mind, if you want to have a better brain, you want to have better emotion, you want to have better thought processes, then you have to come here to Elite Outcome Academy and learn how to do that, which is what we boil down to in figuring out your fault. It was absolutely my fault that my life fell apart when it did, the multiple times that it has, and it was absolutely my fault that I decided to take all that information and to create this academy. So, it was absolutely my fault that I was abusing alcohol. It was absolutely my fault that I ruined my marriage. It was absolutely my fault that I allowed past experiences and circumstances to control my behavior. The things that happened to me were not my fault. The way I behaved because of them were. I do give some grace in the trauma categories of previous circumstances, but as we get better and we get more aware and cognitive in the way that we're behaving, we can overcome those as well. I'm a product of that. I still have faults, I still have flaws, and I still make mistakes, as I think everybody does for the whole of someone's life. However, being able to make mistakes and then make corrections immediately comes with practice. It comes with knowing that you suck and that it's your fault, and it comes with understanding what happens in those moments that you falter, how to recover from those, reprocess and reprogram your brain to catch it before it happens again. Okay. So, the reason you suck has everything to do with the fact that you haven't taken the action to learn. In today's age, with technology the way that it is 100% your fault. If I go back into history, I actually have a philosophy that shows how, or at least a hypothesis that shows how a percentage of each generation changes the way that they think over time, and how from 80 to 90, 100 years ago till today, it is factored in at 5 or 10%, all the way down to now today. If we took the philosophies or mannerisms of 100 years ago and looked at how they reflect in today's world, it's completely different. There's 0% correlation. However, with there being 0% correlation, we have 100% access to learn everything that it is that we need to know. 100 years ago, they needed to have somebody who was talented, experienced, and motivated to teach somebody else how to manage and gain proper skills. Today, all we have to do is turn on YouTube. So what we need to understand is it is absolutely 100% our fault that we suck at something. It is also 100% our fault if we don't take action towards the things that we're attempting to learn. As you watch these videos more and more, and I say silly things now because these are early on videos, but as you listen to these videos more and more, you'll hear me say over and over how I've spent nearly a decade consuming the world of personal development, mindset training, all of these things. I've listened to everybody that there is to listen to on this stuff that is worth listening to on this stuff, and it did not matter. My mind was still in the gutter. It was still trash. It still didn't work properly. I felt like my brain was still broken, and it was all because of my victimhood mentality. I've since overcome that. But I had to do so with processes, with real live action processes. So the very first part of all of these programs is choosing an activity that you can do singly, solely, on your own, with nobody around, that you can do, complete, and celebrate. That's the very first step of every single one of my programs. Pick an activity that you can do, complete, and celebrate. It can be as easy as saying to yourself, literally, it's this easy to begin this rewiring of your brain. You say, I am going to pick up this book by Robert Cialdini. Great book, by the way. It's called Influence by Robert Cialdini. A lot of good psychology stuff in there. I'm going to pick up this book. I'm going to put it in my left hand, and I'm going to place it on this side of the table. That's the action. Tell yourself that you're going to do it. Do the action, and then celebrate the accomplishment of that action. It's literally that easy. And this is how I can just explaining it to you gives me a little bit of a rush, because I've done this so many times and retraining my brain to be pumped about accomplishing things. It can start so super simple. Now, it works better if there's actual tasks around you that need to be accomplished. All the way, if you're already a really clean person, there's other detailed things that you can still do, that you know that you would like to have done. Do them. Pick a 5 or 10 minute task. It can be a 1 minute task, but something that really needs to be completed. I have these processes in Tools to recovery, tools to trauma, successfully destructive, the self-esteem and self-confidence programs that I've created. This is the baseline for all of them. Strategies are different in each category, but if you can take the simple philosophy or the simple operation of, I'm still trying to figure out how to get my words correct while making these videos, getting my thoughts out verbally, so bear with me, please. But this is the thing. Pick a task, commit and complete to the action, and celebrate it. So I didn't finish that thought. Take the book, take it to the left hand, set it down, and then, yeah, I did that thing. It can be silly. That's why I say you can do this with nobody around, because it can be silly. Every time I complete one of my exercises fully, I get all my tallies marked down for my push-ups and sit-ups and squats and so forth. I celebrate. I go, yeah. And I'm pumped about it because it's an accomplishment and it's part of the program. It's part of the rewiring of your brain to receive reward for the completion of a task. For me, I'll be honest, this started 2 years ago in making my bed. I started making my bed. And it was interesting because I thought of this philosophy: if I can just make my bed every day and keep it clean, that will be the one space and area that I can feel less stress, less anxious in. Just my bed. I did not care about the rest of the room. This was the beginning of Elite Outcome Academy. Making my bed. And I had a theory that if I could just keep on task with that after a week or 2 weeks, I would begin to start trickling that effect out into the rest of my bedroom. And I started to pick tasks. Next was keeping the clothes up off the floor. Dirty or clean, did not care. One designated area, laundry basket. They all went into this area. Well, eventually that kind of sucked because I didn't know what was clean and what was dirty, so I started keeping my clothes clean and in that pile. And then I started to put my clothes away. And then I started to keep trash out of my room. And I started disallowing things. I started to not allow certain things because I became more and more comfortable in the space. And at the same time, I came up with this program for myself. Dr. Jordan Peterson was becoming much more popular. And that's one of the very first things he suggests too, is to clean your damn room, to make your damn bed. And it really works. Eventually my room became completely remodeled and painted and tore all the old carpet out. And this room was really disastrous. I'll tell the story fully in other videos in the My Story sections of the videos coming up. But now my life is transformed. I had an idea. I had a hypothesis that if I was to truly become better, if I was going to truly start becoming the 2.0 version of myself and get to the place where I was actually recording these videos for you guys, I had an idea, which was to start making my bed, and eventually this would trickle out into the rest of my life to have better standards, to have better discipline, to have better mannerisms, and to overcome my terrible, terrible way of thinking. So, again, if you feel like you suck, it's because you do. And you can do something about that right now. Pick a task. Commit to it to completion. And then celebrate it. Feel how that feels in your body. It is incredible. It might be the most euphoric thing. Oh man, I just feel it every single time I start talking about it. And you become euphoric over it, and you want to keep doing that. See, your brain wants to keep doing the things that you have let it become comfortable doing. However, it also knows that you're not doing the things that you should be doing to be your best. So, train your mind up. This is step one, really, of Elite Outcome Academy is understanding that you suck at something, understanding that it's your fault, understanding that you can do something about it, and understanding that it starts with very simple, very easy to complete tasks. By identifying the task, committing it to completion, and celebrating the fact that you did it. Oh, I know you can do it. Find something right now. I hope you've actually already done it. I hope that you've done it while you're watching this. And if you have, I celebrate you. If not, I still celebrate you for doing it. Come right back to the end of this video after you do it. Congratulations. You're on your path to not sucking as bad as you did before you found this video. As always, I hope that the things that I'm putting out into the world are finding you. And I hope that they help. I hope that all of my thoughts and rants and programs and processes can help change your life. They've changed mine as the very first student and the very first applier of these programs. I created programs, I applied them, and I created programs while applying them, and I pushed through and created the life that I have now. So I know that change is possible. I know that you can do it too. Continue to watch the videos. Like, subscribe, turn on the little notification bell, because as the videos that I create drop, you can watch them, and then you can choose in which category that you want to listen to me in. There'll be daily videos coming out as I am learning to produce these better and better, and they will be in different categories, of which one of them is these rant videos. So learn to become the 2.0 version of yourself. Learn to seek to become the model of you that you desire to become. Level up your character, level up your discipline, level up your complete being. Have better standards, learn what they are. And this is done first with easy steps and rewiring your brain. So, until next time, become elite.